Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Taking a look back at some amazing figures from Neca Quarter scale City Hunter from Predator 2 and the Jungle Hunter from the first Predator movie. He's a little bit shorter than the City Hunter on the left, so I've had to stand him on some CDs for the thumbnail. So a little bit of cheating there, but yeah, they're just pretty out of scale with each other considering it was Kevin Peter Hall in both suits in both films. But they are fantastic. Let's get into it. Hit the like button on it, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. Shout out to my buddy Carl, Toys of Arkham. Go check out his recent video on the Jungle Hunter original Hot Toys figure. He has a really nice case to display it in. And it's a good video, so go check it out and subscribe. Now, my Jungle Hunter is the first version that was released, so it's got the slightly inaccurate biomask. They later released it again with a light up feature on the tracking, targeting 3 dots there, and they made the gap between the eyes more narrow, and they got rid of that seam on top of the biomask. It's quite subtle, but when you go looking for it, you find it. Now, as anal as I can be about details with this particular character when it comes to the Hot Toys figure, the gap between, in the middle there between the eyes never really bothered me on this enough to want to mod it. It's just the rest of the figure looks so damn good, it just doesn't really seem to bother me at all. I did a lot of weathering on the armor, and that was fun to do. I love how accurate the trophies are around his body here, especially that long one. You see that a lot in the reference pictures. They did an incredible job. You really do have to, own at least one of these, if you're a hardcore Predator fan, just to appreciate something like this in person. They're still out there, they're on eBay. I had to look to see if there was one of the updated ones out there. There was secondhand for about £100, and I thought that's a lot of money to spend just to get a slightly accurate or a slightly more accurate biomask, so I'm probably going to leave it. City Hunter figure has slightly different articulation, especially in the legs. It's more of an action figure, it actually moves as you'd expect it to, whereas these slightly older Jungle Hunters were more that kind of swivel articulation at the legs. The knees bend, but it's a swivel job with the connection onto the body there, which makes him good and stable. I mean, he'll stand up all day long and never really have any problems falling over. But there's just so many cool things to look at. I love the pack on his back, and hand sculpts are really good. Get a little view from the side here. Awesome detail on all of this back here. It's a shame you can't see it all the time because he's always facing forward, but there's too much cool stuff going on. Still need to update these kind of tassels around his elbows and knees with a better material. Still ain't got round to that. All these years later, slacking. The view from the back, the dreads are amazing on this as well. They're all individual and just really feel very durable. Proportions to Kevin Peter Hall are very good. Very, very good. Oh, and there's the blood. I added that when I did the weathering. Just the slightest little details, like the way his kind of chest to his stomach, the torso there, it just really looks like Kevin Peter Hall in the suit. Because he didn't exactly have any kind of beer gut thing going on, but it did kind of not stick out, but they just nailed that shape. They really did. I mean, this is an example of a company striving for movie accuracy on a really high level, with a pretty damn affordable at the time mass-produced action figure. It doesn't pose quite as easily in the leg department as the more modern stuff, but it just looks it looks way more valuable than it really is. It just beautiful. The dread work on this one in particular is stunning. They're all just so beautifully done, hang so well. They're good and tough, but you can move them around a little bit if you want to. Get them to look like they're falling nice and natural. I love the mask, I love the eyes. That mesh look. Beautifully done. Now, you could probably do with, if you want to get super accurate, there's probably repaint stuff you could do, but I've never been tempted to even touch him, Check out the physique here again. They got that nice kind of, it's just a very full physique there. It's not like he's got like a beer gut or something. But again, that Kevin Peter Hall, they studied it, man. They really did. That's a really small detail, but it lends so much to that look where you recognize it as the actor inside the suit from the movie and all the shots behind the scenes. I mean, I don't think I've ever really mentioned that feature before in any of my Predator videos, but it's something I've been thinking about when I'm looking at all the reference pictures. The way his chest and his stomach doesn't exactly stick out, but it has a certain posture to it, and it's very recognizable to Kevin Peter Hall. Well, it's been years since I've seen the back of this figure, but that is just awesome. Awesome sculpt work. So many cool details to look at. Got his med kit there in the middle, and then the slider for the plasma cannon. Different color beads. You got gold, silver, and red. This was the net gun, I believe. That's got some magnet action there. Good strong magnet to hold it in place. And you got the smart disc on the other side of his leg. That's removable. I think there's a couple of versions of this, because my version, I don't think that opens. I think this, his spear, his staff, it just stays shut, which is fine, because I probably would have ended up breaking it if it was fully extended. So I just turned his head a little bit more towards us and tilted his head down, and you get this really aggressive look. It's such a cool mask. I wouldn't blame anyone for saying this is their favourite biomask. Don't know if it's mine. Do you know what? The classic, the original. Ugh, I can't even say classic anymore whenever I look at this, because it's just going to confuse people. They'll be like, oh, the classic? No, the Jungle Hunter. It's like all the live streams I've been checking out talking about the current events with Hot Toys and the Predator and stuff. The amount of confusion between the Jungle Hunter and the classic 1.0, the Jungle 1.0, and it just gets really confusing. I understand how confusing that would get. It's a bit of a nightmare. Thanks, Robert Rodriguez, for putting the classic Predator in that third movie and screwing everything up. No, it's fine. They're very different though. I looked at a reference picture of the classic Predator on the set of the film, and he's much kind of wider in the body. Very different. So for Hot Toys to be trying to get away with what they're getting away with, man, I hope they listen to us and make some changes, some very necessary changes to the upcoming 2.0 Jungle Hunter. Yeah, there he is. I think it's Derek Mears, I think the actor is, but it's just a totally different chest and midsection. It's all really wide and short looking. I should have found this picture when I was doing all those videos about the Jungle Hunter, because if I had shown you a picture of Kevin Peter Hall in the suit next to this, it would be super obvious. That's all I can find at the moment, but yeah, it's just a different shape altogether, the original. Nice long extendable blades, same as the Jungle Hunter, plastic, but they look great. You get a couple of different hands with this one. I'd have to go back and check my original review. I know they made the Elder in quarter scale as well. I should have got that when I had the chance. I remember I was in Forbidden Planet once years ago, and they had one left of the quarter scale NECA Alien Warrior, the blue one, and I picked it up and I thought, oh, it's a bit big and heavy for me to be dragging around London all day. I'll just get it later online. And then it just became very, very difficult to find. Did see one on eBay recently, but I'm alright. I ain't got no space. I found that out a long time ago that I got no space, and when I did my big clean-up in here over the past 3 days, getting the floor clear, this was all full of boxes. And little Kuro, she's so well behaved. Yeah, there's still stuff everywhere. She doesn't touch anything. She knows what's up. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. I was thinking about selling that Spidey on eBay, but I thought, well, when the new one comes out, it might be handy to have that for comparisons, because that's actually a really, really good posable figure and a really good durable suit on that. That's an old piece now, and it's still good as new. I bought it second hand on eBay a couple of years ago. But yeah, just been tidying up. Don't have the room on the shelves for everything, so a few figures are kind of just hiding out on the amplifier at the moment. But I'm still sorting out where everything needs to go. This is not how it's going to be when it's finalised. I'm just turning the brightness up for you. But yeah, I like the cheap little stormtroopers behind Vader, just to set him off nicely on the shelf. Change the pose on the endoskeleton, and I'm just figuring out where everything needs to go, really. Trying to figure out who stays on the shelves, who goes into storage. It's always a very tricky choice. I mean, I shouldn't have multiples of the same character like Batman Begins, but I love that film so much I can't help it. And yeah, this Joker section in the middle is looking pretty sweet. That is such an amazing figure, that one right there. See, I obviously don't need the Hot Toys version of this when it comes out, but I'd have to get it just to do the comparison. It'd be so interesting, you know. It's going to be really interesting to see the Hot Toys one next to this. I can't get the artisan version. If I do, I can't spend that kind of money. I'll have to get the sculpted hair version. It's not something I'd probably keep anyway. If I get it to compare, I'll just do the videos, do the review, compare it, and then sell it. That's my custom Heath Ledger, which is absolutely amazing. Love that head sculpt. That's the Topo 2.0 outfit, but with the DX32 coat, because I actually really like that coat. I used my Topo 2.0 coat on the other Joker, which is not up here at the moment. He is over there. There he is, with all the other figures that have been relegated to the, the shelf of misery. Nah, it's all love. Just don't have the room for everything, so that's it. Right, should we wrap this up? Just wanted to show you those two Preds by Neca. They're amazing. And I'll put them back in the Predator section now. And this is pretty much all my Predator stuff. Oh, they made a quarter scale version of that kind of half invisible camouflage. That's a really cool piece, man. That's a lovely one. I had to get some version of it, so I just got the small one. But I really love it. That's excellent. Oh, they did another version, didn't they? With the thermal vision, I think. Or was that Dutch? I saw a muddy version of Dutch going on eBay for a lot of money, but it looks really good. And Neca did do an amazing job with their small Jungle Hunter. And I love my Mezco Jungle Hunter, which I did a lot of mods to. That's actually the spare biomask you get with the Ultimate Neca one, and it fits onto the head sculpt really well. It's a lot more accurate than the one they give you with the figure, and I did a bit of repainting, added the little tassels and stuff. It's all on the channel, well worth checking out those videos. But I love that figure very much. And yeah, some other bits and pieces. There's the Feral in his new home. And his little mods on his shoulders. I need to redo that and do it better. Anyway, that is it for now, folks. So once I sort out everything in the room, finally get it all finalized, expecting 2 more of these, the white version and the black version, pretty soon from Big Bad Toy Store. So yeah, I will see you soon with more videos. I hope you're all doing okay out there. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for all the support on the videos, and Oh man, I really do love this little section here. Last time when I did the horror, I did a video recently, you've seen it, where I was showing all this, but David from the Lost Boys was standing up, and then I changed it to him hanging upside down. It looks so much better. It's such a cool effect. You know, if you weren't familiar with the figure and 1/6 scale figures in general, you'd be wondering how the hell is he actually hanging up like that. It's very cool how Sideshow did that. But the thing with this one, when he's standing normally upright, something about the neck and head transition looks really weird and quite wrong. But for some reason when he's upside down, I don't really see that issue anymore. It really works. Alright, that's it. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.